Instrumental variables is one of the most important tools in econometrics because it is what we reach for when the main regressor is endogenous. That is the point where OLS stops being trustworthy, not because the sample is small or the errors are non-normal, but because X itself is tangled up with the error term. The core problem is endogeneity. If an explanatory variable is correlated with the error term, then OLS is inconsistent. That can happen because of omitted variables, simultaneity, or measurement error in X. And once it happens, adding more observations does not save us. OLS just converges more precisely to the wrong number. An instrument is another variable, usually called Z, that helps isolate the usable part of X. But it only works if two conditions hold. First, exogeneity. Z must be uncorrelated with the structural error term. Second, relevance. Z must be correlated with the endogenous regressor X. If either condition fails, the IV strategy breaks. These two conditions play very different roles in practice. Relevance is the easier one to examine empirically. We can run a first-stage regression of X on Z and check whether Z actually explains X. Exogeneity is harder. In a just identified model, it cannot be tested directly because the structural error term is unobserved. So instrument choice is often more about economic design than about statistical cleverness. A classic way to see this is the wage and schooling example. IQ might be correlated with years of education, so it may look relevant. But IQ is also likely correlated with unobserved ability, and ability belongs in the wage error term if it is omitted. That means IQ is not a clean instrument for education. A variable can be predictive and still invalid. In the simple single instrument case, the IV estimator has a beautiful formula. Beta 1 equals the covariance of Z with Y divided by the covariance of Z with X. Intuitively, we ask how much the instrument moves the outcome and scale that by how much it moves the endogenous regressor. So we are using only the part of X that comes from Z, not the part of X contaminated by the structural error. This is why IV can beat OLS even when IV is much noisier. If OLS is biased because X and U are correlated, then a precise OLS estimate is not really helpful. IV may have larger standard errors, but it can still be the better estimator because it targets the right causal variation. In other words, IV often trades variance for credibility. That trade-off becomes painful when instruments are weak. If Z barely moves X, then the denominator in the IV logic is tiny, and the estimator becomes unstable. Weak instruments make IV imprecise and can badly damage inference. So not all relevant instruments are equally useful. They need enough strength to generate meaningful identifying variation. In multivariate settings, we usually implement this idea with two-stage least squares. In the first stage, we regress the endogenous variable on the instruments and other exogenous controls. In the second stage, we regress Y on the fitted values from that first stage and the controls. Conceptually, this means we replace the bad variation in X with the part that is explained by the instruments alone. So the practical lesson is simple, even if the implementation is not. IV is what we use when OLS is broken by endogeneity. A valid instrument must be both relevant and exogenous. Relevance can be checked in the data. Exogeneity has to come from credible economic reasoning. And weak instruments are a real danger because they make the whole strategy fragile. Instrumental variables is one of the places where econometrics becomes less about formulas and more about research design, because the quality of the answer depends heavily on the quality of the instrument. Next, we move to panel data, where repeated observations over time give us another powerful way to deal with unobserved heterogeneity.